If you are new to our channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Welcome to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener. I'm Joy Baird. Today we're going to start rosemary indoors. Rosemary is a very beneficial plant for cooking in a variety of different dishes. You can start rosemary any time of year and grow it indoors. We've grown it in our south-facing kitchen window for years, and it works very well in that situation. You can also use Happy Leaf LED grow lights and grow a whole array of herbs without any issue, no matter what time of year. Now, if you're going to start rosemary for outdoor use, it's recommended 8 to 10 weeks before your last average frost date. You want to start them indoors. We're far in front of that. We're looking about 12, 14 weeks, but I want to get very well-established plants for indoor and outdoor use. Now, rosemary, again, takes up to 30 days to germinate. So if you're not a patient person, rosemary may not be the choice for you. The advantage to growing rosemary or starting it is you can get a plant start from your garden center come this spring. You're going to pay, as we see prices increase year after year at the garden center, you can pay up to $6 to $7 for one plant start. I'm going to start probably 12 to 15 rosemary plants here for pennies. So when you do plant rosemary outdoors, it's best to be in full sun. It kind of can handle a little bit of shade, but it really likes the full sun. Okay, so, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to start them in a party cup. We're going to use potting soil mix from last year that we had bought and never used. It is on the dry consistency, but we can fix that. That's not a disadvantage here. And and the reason why we're starting so many in a party cup here is for space saving. Once they get established and get 2 or 3 inches tall, then we will transplant them. We transplant them into our root maker grow trays. The advantage to the root maker grow trays is they have holes. They don't root bound the plant. They actually air prune the roots, which means you have a more vigorous plant with better root system. This here is the one, it's the 64. This is the 64. This is the 32. Here's the 18 cell, and here's the 128 cell tray. We would typically use the 64. We found this to be a very beneficial size when dealing with herbs. We'll transplant a rosemary in here. We'll do basil, multiple varieties of basil, some thyme and oregano, and the whole tray will be just an herb tray. So that's we find these to be very beneficial. But for the time being, for that first 30 days, instead of having one of these sitting somewhere, I can have this in amongst our almost 700-day-old tomatoes behind me and do just fine. Okay, so these are tiny seeds. They're still viable, even a couple years old. And I'm just going to kick out, there we go. It's a good amount. I'm going to back off just a little bit here. Okay, there's 3, 6, about 10, 12 seeds in my hand. Very small seeds. So I'm just going to take and kind of disperse them on top of the soil there, and then take just a little handful. We don't need much, just to cover them. Now, what you might find some people recommending is covering this with a piece of plastic, saran wrap, bubble, or something like that to create a dome or a greenhouse effect. Now, you may not want to use plastic. You don't have to use plastic. We're going to use paper towels. We're going to take paper towel, a little square, and then we're going to cover the top here just like that. What that's going to do, and we're going to water here. We've got water, and we're just going to really pour the water in there and let it soak in since that potting soil mix is dry. If you've got moist potting soil mix, it's still good to hydrate it, but be cautious that you don't bog it down like a swamp. The paper towel advantage is several-fold. One, as you cover the soil and water it, it seeps through the paper towel and disperses the water evenly instead of just bare soil where you're splashing and disrupting the seeds and mixing up the depth of it too. Secondly, in about 48 hours, this will crust over and kind of be a crusty type of material, but it will hold the moisture in multiple days longer than if it was just no covering on that soil. Essentially, it is a mulch. And you can reuse this for other applications in your seed starting planting. But that paper towel works very well. And even on the large trays, if you did a whole tray full of a vegetable or an herb, you can lay that paper towel down, water it, and then that will hold that moisture in. And an incredible amount of moisture is held in. Saves you from having to water, or if you forget to water, it works really well. So that's all it is to come to planting rosemary. We're going to wait 30 days for them to germinate. Now, after about 2 weeks, 21 days, I'm going to start looking underneath. And as I start to see the seedlings begin to germinate and pop through the soil, I will remove that paper towel and then water them as I would normally without a paper towel. But that will really work very well. So it's that easy to start rosemary, whether you're starting it now or 10 weeks before your last average frost date, or indoors for year-round growing. Thanks for watching. I'm Joy Baird, and this has been the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener.
For more information, please visit thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.